Hi everyone. Today I'm discussing about collections topic in Java. So what is a collections? So collections means group of values stored into single variable. Okay, group of values. The group of values are maybe similar or dissimilar also. Okay, so any type of values you can store into single variable, then it is called collections. Generally, values are stored in different ways. Different ways. For suppose int a, so we can store single value. This is a single value, single type of value we can store into single variable. So 10 value stored into a. So this is a variable declaration. So one value stored into one variable. So for suppose I want to store group of values, we can take arrays also. Arrays concept. For suppose int a equal to, you can store group of values. So here in array concept, if you take array for store group of elements, first one is it can store only similar type of values. We cannot store different data types into array. Okay, next one is the array size is fixed. Okay, the array size is fixed. So this is a static array. For suppose I want to store more than those values, must be defined size of the array, then only we can store those values. So it's a fixed values, fixed memory. Okay, only maximum 50 values only we can store. Okay, so the array have only we can store similar type of values only, we cannot store different data types. And second point is it's a fixed values only, it's not increase memory dynamically in array. Okay, if you take an array, so after 15th element means a 51 element I want to store into array, then in that situation must be create one more array. Okay, so in that array, for suppose int a need to store, for suppose the size is 100. Now what is the work is required to do here is the 50 values are stored into this variable. Okay, so I will change to some other variable name. So this 50 values are stored into this variable, then 51th element we can store into this array. So that is a lot of headache scenarios is required. So then another time you have to reboot that entire application is also is required. Single variable change, then entire functional is also changed because of entire data is available in single value, single variable. Okay, the array. So then one more thing is different types of values we can't store. Okay, similar type of values only we can store. Okay, so even we can store different data types also using object type. For suppose if you take any object type of array, we can store different types of values also, but here also must be declared as a size only. So limited size, it doesn't increase dynamically. Okay, the memory doesn't increase dynamically. So those are the disadvantages in this scenarios. In that place, Java peoples they introduce collection topic. Okay, collections. Okay, so collections means we can store either similar type of values or dissimilar type of values stored into single variable. Similar values means homogeneous elements. Dissimilar type of values means heterogeneous elements. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, homogeneous means similar type of objects. Heterogeneous means different types of objects. Okay, first of all, test is one class. Test class, test t1, test t2, test t3. So these are the homogeneous elements. Okay, test class is there, sample class is there. Okay, and some other classes is there. So we have to create different types of objects. Test class t1, sample s1. So we are take like that. So those are the heterogeneous elements. Okay, so homogeneous means similar type of values. Heterogeneous means different types of values. Okay, so here then these collections also divided into generally two types. One is a array format, array based values, and second one is key comma value based values. Okay, so we can store array formatted values and we can store key comma value formatted values. Okay, so array formatted or key comma value formatted, both type of scenarios we can store. Okay, it can follow. So Then array formatted values also we can divide into three scenarios, that is set implemented classes and queue and list. And key comma value paired is a hash map and hash table. Okay, so these are the two formats. Okay, so theoretically some information is there, see here. Yeah, collections. So group of or similar or dissimilar type of values are stored into single variable, then it is called collections. Okay, this is a definition about the collections. Generally collections we can implement array based format or key comma value pair bar. So array based classes are set, list or queue also there. Key comma value pair based means hash map and hash table also. Okay, so generally they have some rules is there. Generally set implemented classes and list implemented classes. Generally set implemented classes, when we are choose set implemented classes, see collection classes, any collection classes main intention is first store bulk of data into single variable and retrieve from that collection classes. Okay, these are the format, this is a functionality is done in collections. So collection is there, then map is there. Collection is one interface, map is one more interface. So collection interface have number of subclasses, map interface have number of subclasses. So these collection classes mainly two scenario, one is a set and the second one is a list. So set implemented classes when we are choose, list implemented classes when we are choose, that is a very important. So set implemented classes, for suppose our requirement is fulfill in this 6 steps, then we choose set implemented classes. List implemented classes means if you fulfill this is rules. Okay, like for suppose the values are only unique values, unique means doesn't allow any duplicate elements. Okay, in that situation we are take set implemented generally. So list implemented means the values can allow any duplicate content also. In that situation we choose list implemented classes. For suppose list means like duplicate names, Suresh, number of persons have name Suresh is there, so in that situation we have to take list implemented classes. Other than that the values follow unique values only, doesn't allow any duplicate content. In the situation we choose set implemented classes generally. So duplicate elements are not allowed and only one null value is allowed. Insertion order is not preserved, means it doesn't follow any order. Okay, it's a zigzag order. Okay, then retrieving the values using the iterator interface. Okay, iterator interface, using the iterator interface we can retrieve the values using has next and next method we have to use in this classes. Okay, incremental capacity is 3/4, by default size is 16. So we can set the any collection size, but for suppose I am not set any size of that collection, then by default set implemented classes, all set implemented classes by default size is 16. So the 16 is a by default size. So the 3/4 of values are full. Okay, 3/4 of values are full, then automatically the 3/4 of memory is added into that set implemented classes. Okay, so dynamically the memory is added. Yeah, it doesn't require to give any functionality, automatically the collection values capacity, the collection capacity of 16 is there by default size. So 3/4 of values are full in that collection, then automatically 3/4 of memory is added into that set implement classes. Okay, so linked hashset is a subclass. Actually linked hashset is a subclass of hashset. Okay, so is the following. So if you take the linked hashset, then the order is preserved. So whatever order you are given, that is called insertion order, the order is follow. Okay, given order nothing but a insertion order is follow only. That is the difference between linked hashset and hashset. This is a subclass of linked hashset. So list implement means it's a duplicate elements are allowed, more than one null values are allowed. Null means null. What is a null actually? Actually here in Java every class is a superclass, is a object class. Okay, object is a superclass, but null is a subclass of every class. That's the reason we can store class reference. See, for suppose int a. So what is the default value here is a value. By default a value is 0. Okay, like for suppose test, t. So what is the t value? By default value is null. Okay, here is null by default. Okay, if you are not defined. So because null is a one predefined class, is a subclass of every class in Java. Okay, so list implemented classes. Next, insertion order is index order is follow. Actually, it's not a zigzag order. Okay, index order means it's a array based formation. From this, start from the 0 onwards. Okay, first each and every element start from the 0. Okay, 0 1 2 3, so that is called index order. Okay, retrieve values using iterator interface or get method also we can use. Okay, for retrieve the collection of values. Incremental capacity already I told about. So default size is 10. Okay, if you are not define the size of the array list implemented classes, then the default size is 10. So the by default capacity is the by default incremental capacity is 3/4 automatically. Okay, when is a full 3/4 values, then automatically the memory is added dynamically. Okay, so heterogeneous means it's different types of values also we can store. Homogeneous also we can store. It is also called legacy classes. Vector is one of the list implemented classes. So vector is a one legacy classes. It's a old classes. It's a starting Java 1.0 onwards they use vector class actually. So legacy classes and new classes have some differences there. Actually, one of the differences, main difference is legacy classes. Okay, even map also contain hash table is one of the legacy classes. So here collection is one of the legacy classes is vector. So what is the difference between new classes and legacy classes is thread safe. Okay, so because all methods in vector, all methods are synchronized methods. Okay, synchronized is one keyword. So synchronized means it's a synchronization block. So if you perform group of threads into that block of code, then one thread process completed, then only next thread is allowed into that block, synchronization block. Okay, simply vector is a old classes. The old classes all methods are synchronization methods. Okay, next map implemented class means key comma value pair. Okay, hash table null values are not allowed, both key and value. Okay, so hash table is doesn't allow any null values, but hash map is a null for key, only one null for key, more than one null for values allowed. Okay, hash map is allowed null values, but it's only one for key, more than one for values. But hash table is not allowed null values in both key or value also. Okay, next, both hash table and hash map keys are heterogeneous means unique. Okay, elements are values. So hash map duplicate elements are not allowed. Elements means keys are not allowed, but values it can allow, no issue. Okay, so keys doesn't allow, both is a hash map and a hash table also. Okay, simple. So some correction is there required. So insertion order is not pressure in both hash map and hash table. Yes, it's not pressure, so it's a zigzag order is follow. Okay, retrieving values using the iterator interface or get method also you can use. So can get, so incremental capacity is 3/4. Every collection class is by default incremental capacity 3/4. Okay, hash map is by default 16, hash table is by default 10, the size, default size. Okay, and next one is, these are the iterator is one interface. The interface contain lifecycle methods. This is the lifecycle has next and remove. Has next is it is identify the element of that collection. Okay, if it is available, then it's written true. Okay, then next method is whatever identified by has next method, that method is written. Okay, the element is written by next method. So has next method is a identification. If it is available, it's written true. So that identification object is written by next method. Then automatically is executed remove method. Then when is the execute remove method, has next is move to next element. Next element it will pointed. So next element is available, then it's written true. Okay, so that it written, when it's written true, then the pointed element is written by next method. Okay, so these are the life cycle method, one after another it will execute top to bottom automatically. So using the iterator interface, if we have to print the collection values. Okay, so these are the information. See here diagrammatically. So collections, so iterable is the one interface. Okay, is the one interface. So then collection also is one on interface. The collection have sub interface is there. List is one interface, queue is interface, dq also is one interface. So it's a inheritance relation. Then set is a one of the interface. Okay, so in list class, list means duplicate elements are allowed. So subclasses, this is the interface, these are the classes. So list interface contain group of abstract methods. Those abstract methods are implemented in array list and vector and linked list also. Okay, all list interface contain abstract methods. Those abstract methods are implemented array list, vector and linked list. For example, so these are the collection means we are add the elements. Okay, so how to add using the this class methods. Okay, for suppose array list have contain one add method, so the using that add method we are add the collection value into the collections. Okay, so this is a add method is there. Here also add method is implemented, here also linked list add method is implemented. So based on their own logic, array list is a their own logic, a vector is a their own logic, linked list is a their own logic, because each and every collection is follow their own architecture, algorithm, different types of algorithms they follow. Okay, then stack means last in first out, LIFO mechanism. Okay, so that is a this is a subclass of vector. So this is a old class actually, they are the old classes. Okay, push pop you are using for add the information, push we are using push method. We are remove that element, then we are using pop method. Okay, so this is a list elements. Then is a queue, FIFO mechanism is a interface. This one is also interface. Priority, based on the priority it will execution is done. Okay, so queue, using the queue we are added the information and retrieve the information, FIFO mechanism. Okay, so first in first out, FIFO like mechanism, first in first out mechanism, you have to store and retrieve the elements. Okay, same as set means is a group of elements are added, but those are the only allow unique elements only. Okay, so those are the elements also we can sort the elements. Okay, using the tree set. So these are the two interfaces, this is the class, subclass. Okay, whatever methods are available in interface, those methods are implemented in tree set. Okay, so set subclass is hash set and linked hash set. So hash set, using the hash set also we can do some addition, add the elements and retrieve the elements also. Okay, linked hash set is a subclass of hash set, so it's the order is follow only. So already we see that those are the information. The one more thing is here map. So map has hash map is there and hash map is there and hash table is there. Hash map and hash table. Okay, hash map is a new version, hash table is a older version. Okay, so hash map and hash table, these are the all are map implemented class, all are stored as a key comma value pair format. Okay, those are the information also we can sort the information using the sorted map or tree map also we are here to use. Okay, so hash map subclass is a linked hash map, so this does not follow any order, but it's a linked hash map is a follow insertion order simply. Okay, hash table and properties, these are the two classes are legacy classes. Okay, so is also not follow any order. So properties, set property, get property, we are using the some values. Okay, so these are the, for suppose I want store values as a key comma value format, then we have to take map implemented classes. Otherwise we want to store as a array based format, then we have to take collection. Okay, so is a interface, collection is interface, collections, yes, if you add yes, this is a class, it's a separate class. Okay, separate class in collections. So only collection means it's a interface. Okay, yes, so next session we'll see practically each and everything. Okay, thank you.